Anybody ever hear of that drug? I think it's got historical precedence for what we're experiencing here today to some degrees. I'll tell you what thalidomide was. It was a drug from it actually caused us to have an FDA. It came from Europe, the drug, and women took it and it caused severe deformities in babies, completely unexpected. So now we have the FDA to monitor, to make sure we don't have drugs entering this country without clinical studies to prove they're safe and effective. There's been many cases of instances of drugs not doing what you expect them to and actually causing harm. An example, that would be antipsychotics in nursing home patients. You think they would help, but they do not. They actually cause harm. Brings me to where I'm going here for my question for the panelists is that we have a company that we learned about on the TV screen there, Kooth, coming from Europe. And they don't really have a shred of safety data behind them. We're all assuming, again, like we assumed thalidomide would help, we are assuming that this company is going to help kids and reduce self-harm and reduce suicide. But where are the studies to show that that is actually true? Because what if the interactions with Kooth via a digital medium, which has not been tested and studied in school districts exclusively anywhere, especially the United States, how do we know that they're definitely going to be good and helpful? Is anybody on the panel willing to bet the farm that that's absolutely true? Because to me, the farm is my kids. And I guess my next question is, do you believe we should have federal level government oversight of a tech company that is showing up in Pennsylvania and already in school districts, and I have legislatures and lawmakers knocking on my door telling me I gotta put this in, or I am a bad school board member. But I don't think I'm a bad school board member. I have questions about my lawmakers and why they are doing this, because this is a publicly traded company, much like thalidomide would have been a valuable asset back in like 1930. So I just want to make sure we're not revisiting a historical event here in the 21st century. So I would like your answer on, do you think we need federal oversight?
Sure. Yeah. And then we have time for one last question.
I think it was Kooth was an example, and I know when I answered our questions and we talked about it, the first thing I said was, we absolutely need board policies and procedures in your school districts. The one thing that we know with Pennsylvania is that every single district is locally controlled, and you know your students best, you know your community best. And so by allowing you to make have your board policies that support your students, that support your communities, that's where our strength comes in with our school districts. Because I wouldn't want to make the decision that a rural school district has the exact same rules as an urban school district when they have very different needs. So we want to really think about you as a school board member and the rest of your team. How do you look at that and what's appropriate for your district, and making those policies and procedures so that when outside individuals come in and they want to look at what do we need to put, you have policies and procedures to support what you're doing in your district for your students.
Federal oversight? Yes or no, do you think?
I think that at this point we are a Commonwealth, and a lot of the federal rules that come in they filter down through states. And so again, really thinking about what is best for your district, but I don't know enough about the company or other tech companies. Unfortunately, that's not my area of expertise to really give an opinion on that, and I don't want to misspeak.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.